It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. We can hardly wait for the start of this one. Next on Madden NFL 25.
We are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason, it's all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season already an injury. They attend to him. We'll step aside.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game. Offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Allen looking to throw it right at the outset. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
To throw, it's Allen. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And the pressure gets to him again. Zaven Collins. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away.
Greg Dortch back deep.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man from Georgia.
And to say that this is a big spot is the classic understatement. It's a ton of pressure on this rookie quarterback as he gets to play right away. And let's face it, he's trying to take in every moment from his first start, but at the same time, he's got to focus on what's in front of him.
They'll start on the ground with Benson. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give left side for Benson.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw.
There's a short one caught by Ryman.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 12-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
2nd and 4. They can still get a first down without scoring.
Back to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
This is an easy one, 23-yarder.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new. Now Allen. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he's going to go down again.
B.J. Ojulari
providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
They'll look to throw again.
That's complete to McBride. And they'll get this down to the 10. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple. On the handoff, Benson running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it, looking at a 4th down and 2. Blankenship's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board. Back
now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first. Allen going to throw. That's the rookie from Florida State, Keon Coleman. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
Previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. First down, here's the run with Cook. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. At the 47.
Slot man moves right. Allen. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Zaven Collins in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll start on the ground. Carter. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Back deep to return is KJ Hamler.
This is taken at the 23. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Buffalo set to get the football back here.
Allen now looks to throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Jalen Thompson picks it, and the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
London about set to take over on offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
A give up the middle to Carter.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will make this a 9-point lead.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Give to Cook out of the gun.
And he's going to have a Bills 1st down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Coleman. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
Throwing now is Allen. Shakir hauls it in.
His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now Allen. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
And again, it's Allen. This to the tight end, Kincaid. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. To the air, Allen. And he fends him off, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. B.J. Ojulari. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Motion man is Shakir. Allen now on 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
A 29-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. 2nd and 5. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They're going to look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up fourth down. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well.
Returning it, here's Hamler.
It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarter. The drive will begin with a run by Benson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Second and 13. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. And a huge play that time. 46 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. They'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They'll look to throw here. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And that went off the mark a little late with a throw.
The offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only get to the well so many times in the game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that's going to bump up their lead now to 15-3.
So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delayed game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
Second and 14.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
No gain on the play there, second down. Now back to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
A give, Carter running right.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go on second and 12. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 32-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll drop that down to Carter underneath.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll start by running the option to the right. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught. It's Coleman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
And the Bills' first down.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Man open. That's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now Allen again.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
So this defense, Charles, quite a performance. Not working on a shutout, but they have still yet to give up a touchdown as they come up with the interception there.
But we've seen this from them before because you can move the ball on them through the middle of the field. But once you get into the red zone, that's where they really clamp down. They come up with the interception there, but you know about this crew. They're playing modern defense, taking care of.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away.
Hamler now on the return.
Good coverage there. Yard punt leads to a return of 5. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
The last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless, too.
Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, he stays up, fighting through it. He's got space. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. From the gun, it's a give to Cook.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. And this offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dragons offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Back to throw here.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st down, it's Benson.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 33.
They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Running left on the handoff, Carter.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Michael Wilson.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Dragons are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, we lasted all the way to the 4th quarter without a touchdown being on the board, but here a key one to extend the lead.
Definitely, and I really doubt, though, that that's going to open the floodgates. What do you think, partner?
No, not the way that we've seen these defenses play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been rock solid, but we had to know that sooner or later, someone had to surrender a touchdown, and it happened right there.
So that drive in total 8 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Bills' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
Now Allen. And this is Cook with the ground. Fights through and now a crease.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
James Cook,
64 yards.
And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw.
That's complete to McBride.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Carter will try to right side.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Michael Carter,
25 yards.
and the Dragons are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
Little work still to do, though. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been.
Now Allen.
Shakir hauls it in.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And Cook has it left side. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Running out of the gun here with Benson.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Carter straight ahead. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
They'll go again with Carter.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Londoners, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Passport stamp, let's do the money dance. Back in, call your friend, now we in friends. International man, tats on my hand. Take a trip with a pilot.
Business. This is highly recommended. It's for all of my pushing the limit. Mile high got me over here, but here the flight attendant.
Yeah, I've been around the world and and seen them thing that I can't buy. See, reaching these type of heights, it come with a third eye. I'm better at betting on me, the numbers don't lie.
That's how we rollin'. You know them gold diggers, want to pick at a litter, burying them hidden figures. I keep them triple hitters, call them silverback gorillas, going 8-8, and you know ain't nobody.
What up? Showtime. Yeah, this is the big ticket. Culture Cop Town. I'm talking that King Richard. This like a movie. I'm seeing the bigger picture. These fellas are Cinderellas. I'm crushing them glass slippers.
On sight, I give you the green light. It's all bark. We all bite.
You gambling with your life? Let's roll the dice.
Don't be some problems if this dog in a fight.
That's right.
Legendary.
Open them wide.
Something like that.
I just pull up with a few.
We can't arrange that.
Dropping out of the blue.
You know what? That.
All I wanna do is and just take your money. All I wanna do is and just take your money.
It's week 2 of the 2024 season, and coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC West rivals. The action is only moments away, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Huard. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you got quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime.
Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. He stopped on the return at the 27. For the Rams offense, getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to... And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear and the tear and the velocity disappear. We're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
On second down, a run with Williams. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming. Stafford from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun snap to Stafford. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Pass is hauled in by the running back. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Rams are going to have a first down. Give to Williams from the gun. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. Leading this offense out, already one of their faces in just his first season. It's their rookie out of Georgia.
He's one of the select group of quarterbacks where when he takes the field, the game's elite at the game's most important position, and it really is a spectacle, Kate, anytime he leads an offense out, because you know he's capable of plays that other quarterbacks in this league simply cannot make.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still first down.
Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Carter up the middle. And And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 6 coming up here. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Now an inside give to Carter. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
To the air, 3rd and long. We've got a screen to the running back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll give him a first down.
This dude just simply got the nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First down from the red zone. This throw is cut. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
At the Rams' 9-yard line.
They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and inches here. Cut near the goal line. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. And it's caught. Touchdown! The Dragons pull ahead 6-3 in the first. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dragons one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still first down.
Second and 15. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Ready.
Back to throw. This reeled in by Benson. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
On fourth down, they'll bring out Blake Gillikin to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. The Rams headed back after their second drive now. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important down the line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Stafford. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Max Melton with the INT. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. He not only broke on it to make the pick, Brock, but he was on the move real quick. Knowing short field, there's a great chance that he could take that one back for a touchdown.
That's exactly right. In this area of the field, an offense really only gets a second or two to react to that pick and get over and cut off his lanes. And if you don't, well, it's 6 the other way.
For the point after, here's Blankenship. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dragons drive their lead to 11. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now LA getting its up. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. A quarter down, 3 more to go for these NFC West opponents. It's a 2-score game early. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They'll have it 3rd and 3. Stafford now. He gets this one to Nakua. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a gain of 4. And it brings up an LA first down. Taken in by Cup. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Now Stafford again. Complete. It's Atwell. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Stafford now against the blitz. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. They send the tight end in motion. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He's got the hook up to Atwell. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
3rd and long now for Stafford. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Dragons headed back out on offense as we get a look at their receiver. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Tackle made by Cameron Curl. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Cameron Curl has it. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. You get a pick 6. You get a pick 6. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick 6 and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Rams cut the lead down to 4. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Dortch now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense getting set to go. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running right, this is Carter. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tackle made by Cameron Curl. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Throwing now, off play action. Fits it through the middle. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them the 1st.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll try and throw it here. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They go play action on 1st. And he breaks up that throw for the moment. A good defensive play as we hear what this flag's about.
Receiver downfield. Offense.
So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag.
Still 1st down.
So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Dragons now lead by 10. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
For the point after, here's Blankenship. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dragons drive their lead to 11. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. They find themselves down 21-10 as they... Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still first down.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to offer a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's not going to escape. They could not get the push they needed. That's going to be a safety. Now, I think they're going to have to stop things here. Yep, and they just did. One of the Rams is hurt, is going to need some help out there. Always hurts to do this. They give up the safety and now have to kick it away. Along the right sideline, there's space. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Dragons make it a 3-possession game. The advent of a new style of kickoff in 2024 created all sorts of new strategies to generate big returns. And Brock, here we see their own design executed to perfection to spring them for 6.
I don't know if we've seen a rule change that has invigorated special teams coaches, head coaches, all the coaches, as much as this one did this offseason, each looking for their own wrinkle to try to throw in there and do what we just saw, break it the length of the field for 6 big points.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Out come the Rams on offense. In their last drive... Straight ahead with Williams. And he's touched down about 5 yards shy of that first down marker.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, it would really break the backs of a defense.
Short pass brought in, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, here's Stafford. Throw finds DeMarcus Robinson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 31-yard play, and the Rams are going to have a first down.
You throw it in the middle of the field, it's all about anticipation and accuracy. I mean, those are the two keys all the time in my book, Kate. But when you throw it in the middle of the field with all of the traffic, that's where guys with great anticipation and that tremendous accuracy come to life.
Cup on the catch. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Zaven Collins in on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Escapes out to the left. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Dadrian Taylor-Demerson getting there for the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on 4th down. Needs a good amount here, too. 51 yards away. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the deficit goes from 20 to 17.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, then those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
He stopped on the return at the 27. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for him at the 38. Play action on 1st down. McBride hauls it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be a 1st down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. They give to Carter, right side. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. We've reached halftime with the Dragons out in front in London. Now it's back across the Atlantic to our studios in sunny Orlando, Florida. Let's hear from Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where you see the final score there. Christian McCaffrey, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Check on the Patriots. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Drake May, couple of touchdown passes as his guys win their 2nd straight to start the year.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Dragons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Complete out to the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And they're going to have a 1st down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. To the air now on 1st and 10. That pass is complete to McBride. And he's across midfield into Rams territory. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Looking for a throw here. He puts some power on it. He's got it inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown. The Dragons grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
For the point after, here's Blankenship. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dragons make it a 24-point ball game. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Rams set to go on offense once more. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy.
From the 33 on second down. Able to find Nakua here. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Stafford from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Now Stafford again. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Defense showing blitz. Stafford into traffic, complete. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Darius Robinson there to make the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now it's Williams. This is ahead for about 5. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down. Now Stafford to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up an LA first down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Here's Stafford. Throw reeled in by Higbee. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. To throw, Stafford. This one's caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And he's tackled with a first down yardage. Williams goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Stafford now against a blitz. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams start the second half with some needed points. Cooper Kupp the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
And he's almost there, but no! They stop him at the last moment! Wow, he's going to be just inches shy of that 2-point conversion. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Dortch now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. This offense ready to get going again now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Forced out to his right, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on first down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. He's got him. That's McBride. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Let's see what they went with on third down. Back to throw. Benson's got it. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Rams and receiver Cooper Kupp taking the field once again. And they're coming off an on the handoff, this is Williams. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Darius Robinson there to make the tackle. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks? Well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign? Well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
This is reeled in by Wilson. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Catch is made in close. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
A 1st and goal pass? Yeah, it can be an active surprise at times, but let's give some credit to this defense and the coverage in particular. They stayed focused and locked in on those routes, giving that rush plenty of time to get home, and now make 2nd and goal much, much more difficult.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. They're throwing it. Cut near the goal line. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Pass play now. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Dragons keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Extra point from Blankenship is up and good. And the Dragons grow their lead yet again. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Fielded at the 7. Returns looking good so far. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Rams headed out to the field now. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Second and 8. A throw right side, finds Cup. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It was as if the defense knew what play was coming. That was a play they knew they could defend, and boy, did they ever, stopping it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Could connect with Puka Nacua. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Stafford going to go on 4th. He connects downfield on 4th. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams making the scoreboard look a touch better. Cooper Kupp the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Down by 3 scores, their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And this onside kick doesn't go their way. The hands team makes the cover. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. The Dragons ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget.
Hey, hey.
On the give, it's Carter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. They run it again with Carter. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Benson now from the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Carter here from the gun. And he's going to make it down to the 15-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Rams' 15-yard line.
This time it's a passing play. Uh-oh, he's in trouble, and the Rams bring him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from London. Dragons moments away from a 2-0 start. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Option play they give to Benson. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down. On for the field goal now. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. Up and good from Romo. And that stretches the lead to 21.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. This offense making its way back out now. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Here's Stafford. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Now he's past the 25. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams get it back to within 2 possessions. Kyren Williams, the touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
And they come through with the recovery. That one should win them this game.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. Benson on 1st and 10. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Now Carter. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's second. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Carter again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Now the Rams are going to use their 3rd and final timeout. A give to Carter. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. So for my partner Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Dragons emerge as winners as we say cheerio from London.
You wanna be with me, of course. Show you like a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you like a piece, wanna see some more.